is actually an excellent call, and hopefully we can set them up for that play we talked about last week, with that out and up or that pump and go on that same play, off that same formation and off the same look.
Florida A&M, second down, 8 yards to go. Rattlers, ball spotted on the Florida A&M 49-yard line. Chester with Anthony Edwards set back behind him. Edwards on the carry. He stopped in there.
Well, I tell you what, Melvin, one of the things I like what the offense is doing is the shifting of what we used to call jump formation. They jump into different formations, and it looks like it's kind of confusing their defense a little bit. But one of the things that we did back in the day, we would run the same play out of different formations, but it all looked the same.
That was Thaddeus Griffin on the stop for Winston-Salem State. Third down and 6 yards to go for the Rattlers. Chester, empty backfield. 3 wide receivers split right. Chester back to pass under a little bit of pressure. He's going to run. He finds a little daylight, and he looks like he may have the first down on the 40-yard line out.
Hey, that was a smart play there. I think the guys were covered in the secondary, and Albert was able to pull that ball down and come up with 6-7 yards to move the chain, baby. 10 yards will move the chain and gives us a new, fresh start.
Corey Simon on the stop for the Rams. First down, 10 yards to go, Rattlers. Ball marked on the 39-yard line. Chester barking signals. 11 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the first quarter. We have 0-0 as Edwards cuts back, and he picks up about 4 yards after being stopped on the play by William Hayes.
Well, I tell you what, Melvin, Anthony Edwards is starting to come in his own. I can see him reading the blocking schemes and being able to cut back and picking up 4 or 5 yards, which looked like he was going to lose a couple, was able to cut back and make a positive gain.
Anthony Edwards coming off the career high 127 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns last week against Howard. He's starting to look really good. Chester barking signals. He's back to pass, and he's going to run. And he has a little running room as he's brought down after about a 3-yard gain on the Winston-Salem 34-yard line. Al, and Mr. Chester is improvising.
Well, I tell you what, that's what you get when you have a mobile quarterback, and you can't beat that. I think most college schemes, offensive schemes, during this day and time, would like to have a quarterback with those kind of mobility and those kind of running skills.
Florida A&M facing a third down and 3 yards to go. Ball marked on the Rams' 34-yard line. The option by Chester, he finds some running room, and it's going to be a first down for the Rattlers after a pickup of about 5 yards for Albert Chester II.
Well, I tell you what, again, a nice option run, and I think he had an option of pitching or running that football that time, and, being third and short, you want to be smart. Was able to slip in behind the tackle and pick up 4 or 5 yards for the first down.
Al, the Rattlers are looking a lot like they did on their first drive against Howard last week as they're methodically moving the ball down the field. It's going to be first down, 10 yards to go for Florida A&M. Ball marked on the Rams' 26-yard line. Chester back to pass. He's looking, and he fires toward the end zone. It's going to be an incomplete pass intended on the play for Willie Hayward as the Rattlers will be facing a second down and 10 yards to go out.
Actually, he was going to Derek Williams, and it looked like he and Kaiser had a little confusion on the route. They both were in the same area, and Albert ended up just throwing that ball away. But the Rattlers look good donned in their all-green uniforms, and the sun is shining, and that orange and green really looks pretty today.
9 minutes and 50 seconds remaining, and in the first quarter, Florida A&M facing a second down and 10 yards to go. Bar marked at the Rams' 34-yard line. Chester on a quarterback draw up the middle finds some running room, and he's brought down on about the 19-yard line. Flag on the play appears to be in the area of holding now.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was a design quarterback draw, but I think one of our big guys got caught holding onto one of those Winston-Salem linemen.
9 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Florida A&M 0, Winston-Salem State 0. The Rattlers are going to be penalized for a holding, which is going to bring up a second down and about 15 yards to go for the first down. And Al, the penalty bug is starting to really hurt the Rattlers.
Well, I tell you what, this is where you see signs of a team that's maturing when you don't have these kind of penalties. Now, this is our third football game, and we should be actually our fourth football game.
Right.
And we should be correcting these penalties. This is what killed us in the early stages of the Delaware State game, and obviously against Miami, and again against Howard. We've got to minimize these penalties.
Chester back to pass, and he looks and overthrows Willie Hayward. It's going to bring up third down and about 14 yards to go for the Rattlers.
Well, he was trying to hit Hayward on about a 7-10 yard out, and that was a long throw from this hash mark, but I thought Hayward was going to come down with it. He's our big, tall guy, standing at about 6'4", 190, so that ball sailed on out a little bit and got away. So we got a chance to come back and reload. It's third and about 15.
9 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Florida A&M 0, Winston-Salem State 0. Rattlers facing a third down and 14. Ball is marked on the Winston-Salem State 32-yard line. Chester back to pass, and he pump fakes. He's looking for Kaiser. It's going to be incomplete. It's going to bring up a fourth down and 14 yards to go for Florida A&M.
Well, he was trying to hit Kaiser on that out and up, and they were in cover 2 where he had safety help, and you got to throw that ball between the safety and the corners, and we just wasn't able to make that completion this time.
Set to punt the ball for the Rattlers. Wesley Taylor, the All-American, averaging 42.7 yards a kick this year, and 4 of his kicks out have been down inside the 20-yard line. This one will sail out of bounds, and Winston-Salem State Rams will take over on their 20-yard line.
Negative, Mel. That ball went out on about the 6-yard line.
Oh, really?
It sailed out. Yes. That was a great punt by Wesley.
That is his 5th punt inside the 20-yard line. A great kick by Wesley Taylor as the Rams take over on their 6-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is great position to have our defense in. Put these guys deep in the red zone on our end here. Hopefully we can come up with some big plays.
Winston-Salem State's being quarterbacked by Monty Purpose. He gives the ball out on the play to Tyani Powell. He gains about 2 yards on the play as the Rams are facing a second down and 7 yards to go.
Well, Melvin, I think one of the things they want to try to do is exploit our defense with a running game. I mean, everyone who's had we played has had success running the football on us, so they want to come out probably and try to establish the running game.
Second down and 7 yards to go for the Rams as the ball is marked on this Rattler 22. Pass attempt on the play, incomplete. It's going to bring up third down and 7 yards to go for Winston-Salem State.
Well, Winston-Salem had a twins to the left. They rolled the quarterback to the left and tried to hit the timing 7-10 yard out, and the ball was a little short. It actually looked like he caught it from here, but I guess it skipped up in his arms.
Rams facing a third down and 7 yards to go. Ball is marked at their 9-yard line. And the give is to the running back who finds some room. That was Tyonic Powell as he breaks away for about a 14-yard gain. It's going to bring up first down and 10 yards to go for the Rams.
Well, I tell you what, Melvin, Mr. Powell at 5'8", 165 runs pretty hard. The guy, they ran a draw play actually at us and had some big success right straight up the middle of the line of scrimmage. So we got to tighten that thing up.
First down, 10 yards to go for the Rams. Ball marked on their own 25-yard line. The give is to the fullback who fights its way for about 4 yards. It's going to bring up a second down and 6 yards to go for the Rams.
Well, Melvin, I still don't see our defense coming up and, actually making big-time contact on these tackles. We're missing tackles. We're arm tackling. But we need somebody to come in there and bust him in the mouth, you know?
Right. That was Kyle's role on the tackle.
I want to try to establish the momentum of the game right now. So defensively, we need to put some hat on some people right now.
Second down, 4 yards to go. Rams, ball marked on the 24. The give is to Powell, and he crashes across to the 30. It's going to bring up a third down for the Rams.
I tell you what, that was a better play. You see the yellow jerseys just swarming around the back, but still, I don't see that big time contact. We need a Tyrone McGriff to come up with a big hit. We need somebody to put some physical on these guys early in the game.
Vernon Wilder on the tackle for the Rattlers. It's going to bring up a third down, 2 yards to go for the Rams. Ball marked on the 32-yard line. Monty Purvis gives the ball to Powell, who has some running room. He cuts across, and he's still running. He's at the 50, the 40, the 35, the 30, and tackled on the play. A big run by Powell as the ball is going to be spotted on the Rattler 16-yard line out.
Well, I tell you what, again, somehow, some way, our defensive end is not maintaining his containment assignment, and these guys are coming right outside, right around the end, and taking the ball straight up the middle, the outside of the field. Now, this is the same play that the other teams, the Delaware States, the Miamis, and the Howards had success running on us.
Daniel Shepard on the tackle for the Rattlers. Rams in business at the Rattlers 16-yard line. The give is to the fullback, who fights his way for about 2 yards out.
Well, I tell you what, this Winston-Salem team is being patient. They're not trying to take a whole lot. They're just taking what they can get, and they had a big run, and that's going to give them momentum, obviously, at this point with 5:50 left in the first quarter. Ball's in the red zone. The Rattler defense got to show up and show out right now.
Second down, 6 yards to go for the Rams. Ball marked on the Rattler 12-yard line. And the give is an option play stacked up there in the middle. Tyrone McGriff on the tackle for the Rattlers.
Well, I tell you what, it was just a little option play, and the quarterback, he rolled the fullback in, and he decided to pull it out, and the Rattlers just swarmed and made a great play. We need the same kind of action here on this third down. Got to Rattler down.
On the field, have a temporary halt in action. 5 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Florida A&M 0, Winston-Salem State 0. As the Rams are driving, you're in tune to the Black College Sports Network.
Get on up and jam, y'all. Come on and ride on the funk now. To the land of funk, to the land of funk, to the land of
Welcome back to Bragg Stadium on the campus of Florida A&M University. It's the Florida A&M Rattlers 0, the Rams 0. Injured Rattler on the play is Lyman Reed, a 5'11", 271-pound freshman. He's been assisted off the field, but the story, Al, right here is that it's going to be third down and about 9 yards to go for the Rams. Ball marked on the 14-yard line.
Well, Melvin, I tell you what, if the defense wants to make a statement, right now is the time to make a statement. I mean, we've given up the big run, but right now we can hold these guys 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9. Great time to make a statement. I'll come up with a big play.
Quarterback Monty Purvis is surveying the Rattler defense. It's third down and 9 yards to go for the Rams. Ball marked at the Rattler 15-yard line. Purvis back to pass, being pressured by several Rattlers, and he's going to be sacked on the play by Daniel Shepard, the 5'9", 180-pound junior.
Well, that's the big play we were looking for, Melvin. I tell you what, the defense came up big, forced this guy out the pocket, and we still came up with the sack. But I think our guys in the secondary did a tremendous job covering their guys, and he had nowhere to really throw the football. He probably should have took that thing and threw it out of bounds. But they're going to line up here now and try to hit a 40.
It's like about a 47-yarder.
Field goal, yeah.
Yeah. Chad Oakley, the 6'1", 185 senior, is set to kick the ball. The kick is underway, and it is no good. So the Rattler defense holds as the Rams would turn the ball over on down. We have 4 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Florida A&M 0, Winston-Salem State 0. You're in tune to the Black College Sports Network. Welcome back to Bragg Stadium on the campus of Florida A&M University here in the state capital, Tallahassee, Florida, as the Rattlers hold the Winston-Salem State Rams on the 13-yard line after they miss a 42-yard field goal attempt, and the Rattlers are set to go on their own 22 out.
Well, I tell you what, Melvin, we talked about the defense stepping up and stepping out, making a big play. They came through for us that time and kept the Winston-Salem Rams out of the end zone. Now it's time for our offense to get back clicking. Let's see if we can put a touchdown on the scoreboard.
Rattlers drove to within inside the 30-yard line on their last possession. Quarterback Albert Chester II is set to go. Right now we have a temporary halt in the action as the referees are adjusting the clock. We have 4 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Chester calling signals. Anthony Edwards is set back behind him. Chester back to pass, and he finds Willie Hayward on about an 8-yard reception. Hayward still fighting across the 30 to the 31. Rattlers will take over there. It'll be second down and 1 yard to go out.
Well, I tell you, we can pitch and catch all day with these guys with their corner staying back 12 to 15 yards. I mean, just take what they give us. We don't have to throw the ball deep. Let's just take the 5, 10, 6 yards every time they line up that way.
It's going to bring up a second down and 2 yards to go for the Rattlers. Ball spotted on the 31-yard line of Florida A&M. Chester with Edwards flanked behind him. The give is actually is a pass to Roosevelt Kaiser, who finds some running room. First down, Rattlers.
Well, I tell you what, we commented last week about Kaiser being an All-American. This guy has the quickest little feet on the play. I mean, he caught that ball, zigged in and back out, and was able to pick up the 2 yards.
Roosevelt Kaiser, one of the top Rattlers receivers right now, number 4 on the career receptions list, as he also is a punt returner and kick returner for the Rattlers, but a very exciting receiver out.
Without a doubt. And I tell you what, we want to put the ball in his hand. He's a difference maker and a playmaker, and he's one of those guys that he's going to get his touches, I promise.
And the pitch is to Kaiser. He finds a little bit of running room, and he fights his way to the 40-yard line for a pickup of 3 on the play out.
Well, I tell you what, that's the play they ran from the line of scrimmage, the very first play of the game with the little sweep to Kaiser. One of the things my question is that on the play calling is, I mean, we just threw him a pass. We got to give him a chance to get his win. But, again, he's a playmaker. We want to get the ball in his hand.
Rattlers facing a second down, 6 yards to go. Bar marked at the 40-yard line. Chester surveying the Rams defense. It's an option play. Chester with some running room, and he's going to get the first down as he's tackled at about the 48-yard line. Tackle on the play made by John Mobley.
Well, I tell you what, Mel, one of the things that Albert likes to do is run the football, and I think he gets himself into a rhythm once he's had a little contact. I think he's been tapped a few times here this game with this first quarter, so I think he's good to go.
Rattlers get a bad spot on that play. It's going to bring up third down, less than 1. Quarterback sneak, Chester, and he appears to have the first down out.
Oh, yeah. Well, I tell you what, he's running behind that big line. and our guys are averaging well over 300 pounds. So, I mean, I don't think we have a problem pushing people off the line of scrimmage.
Tackle on the play made by Warren Cortez for the Winston-Salem Rams. It's going to bring up first down and 10 yards to go for Florida A&M. Ball is marked at the Rattler 49-yard line. 1 minute.
I think what's key for us is we got to be patient and just move this football down. I think sometimes you get a little anxious and you want to put big numbers up quick, but you got to take your time. See how deep these guys are for our receivers.
The give is to Anthony Edwards, who crashes for about 1 yard. He fumbles the ball out of bounds. Rattlers will retain possession as it's going to bring up a second down and about 9 yards to go, Al.
Well, Anthony's got to be careful now. We can't lay that football on the ground. I mean, I admire the hard running, but he's got to keep leverage on both ends of the football and maintain possession. We cannot give these guys any opportunities to gain momentum and get the ball back.
Second down, 9 yards to go. Florida A&M clock ticking, 48 seconds remaining in the first quarter as the ball is sparked right at the 50-yard line as Chester surveys the Rams defense. Chester back to pass. He's got loads of time. He's in a little bit of trouble. He's going to take off and run, and he's knocked out at about the 44-yard line, close to the first down, but it didn't make it. Again, Albert Chester II relying on his legs after coverage breakdown.
Well, you know what, Melvin? I tell you what's happening is Winston-Salem is dropping a lot of people in the secondary, so the run is there. We just got to pick and choose and take our time. That actually is a smart decision on his part, not to just throw that ball down the field, and if our guys don't get it, one of their guys can get it. But let's go ahead and be positive and come up with a positive game. Now we're 3rd and 1 or 2, and we're still in this ball game here.
Ball marked at the Rams' 42-yard line. The give is to Edward, who crashes into the line, and he's met by a host of Rams right there.
We got a bad spot
on the play by William Hayes.
We got a bad spot that time. But I tell you, they guys, they stepped up. Their defense stepped up that time. I like to see Carter go for it. Let's go for it.
8 seconds remaining in the quarter as that's the end of the first quarter. We have no score from here in Bragg Memorial Stadium. Florida A&M driving. You're in tune to the Black College Sports Network.
Your bags, get on up and jam, y'all. Come on and ride on the funk now. To the land of funk, to the land of funk, to the land of funk.
Welcome back to Bragg Stadium. As the beginning of the second quarter, Rattlers drive balls at the 44-yard line of the Rams. We have no score as Wesley Taylor, the All-American punter, is set to punt the ball to the Rams.
Well, I tell you what, Melvin, it's probably a good thing I'm not coaching, because if I was coaching, I'd be trying to go for this first down. I think our guys have moved the ball well enough. We're on the plus side of the 50-yard line, and I think that, we got a great punter, and obviously he's a weapon, but I would really go for this thing.
The punt is off by Taylor, and it's going to sail into the Rattlers' end zone, and it's going to bring up first down and 10 yards to go for the Rams from the 20-yard line. Now, Al, you were talking about going for that fourth down play for Florida A&M. What was Coach Cotter thinking on that play?
What was that? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Talk a little bit about the Rattlers going for that fourth down.
Well, I tell you what, I think we've got momentum. Although they stopped Anthony Edwards on 3rd and short, I think that with Albert running the football and always having the option of pitching that thing out to Kaiser, we could have picked up the first down. It's early in the game yet, and that's probably why I'm up in the booth and Coach Carter's down on the sideline.
First down, 10 yards to go for Winston-Salem. To give Actually, he fakes the give, and he's rolling out to the right, and he gains about 2 yards. That's Monty Purvis, the quarterback for the Winston-Salem Rams. It's going to bring up second down and 9 yards to go for Winston-Salem.
Well, I tell you what, Melvin, what he wanted to do, that was a play-action pass. What he was trying to do was look backside, but our guy had his guy covered. But he wanted to throw the ball deep. I mean, they think they can take advantage of some momentum opportunities, and fortunately enough, our guys covered the ball, covered the receiver very well, and then obviously we ran the quarterback out of the pocket.
14 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the second quarter. Rams facing a second down and 8 yards to go from their 21-yard line. Quarterback Monty Purvis on the option pitches to Powell, who has running room and is going to get a first down for the Rams up around the 34-yard line for the Rams.
Well, I tell you what, we've been susceptible to this sweep, whether it's to the right or to the left, and I'm not quite sure what's going on, but someone somehow is not maintaining containment. We're giving up containment, and these guys are picking up big yards running the ball on the outside or directly straight up the middle of the field, and we got to find a way to counter this.
First down, 10 yards to go. Winston-Salem State. Ball marked on the 35-yard line. As the give is to Powell, who's met there in the middle by Cameron Houston, and he surges ahead for about 2 yards on the play.
Well, I tell you what, again, that all orange, a sea of orange and green around that running back is exactly what the doctor ordered here.
Ball marked on the Rams' 40-yard line. It's going to bring up second down, 5 yards to go as Purvis surveys the Rattler defense. As the give is to the fullback, who finds running room up the middle, and he makes his way for an 8-yard gain. First down, 10 yards to go. Winston-Salem State out.
Melvin, I just got out of my mouth. It's either outside or straight up the middle. And I tell you what, if our guys would make the tackle upon contact with this guy, we would stop him every time. But he's breaking tackles. I mean, he broke 2 tackles to pick up that first down just then.
First down, 10 yards to go for the Rams. Ball marked at the Rattler 48. Purvis back to pass. He has a reception complete on the play to Brad Herring.
Well, that's the big, tall receiver that they have, and he's the kid they were trying to get the ball to earlier when stand right. He stands at 6'5", 250. He's a big kid.
First down, 10 yards to go. Bar marked on the Rattler 39-yard line as the Winston-Salem State Rams are driving on Florida A&M. A mixture of pass and run, as this time the give is to Wedlock up the middle. He fights his way for about a 4-yard gain down to the Rattler 35-yard line.
Well, I tell you what, they're getting a lot of movement at the point of attack with their offensive line on our defensive line, and I tell you what, they're pushing the ball right down our throats. They're not doing anything sophisticated. It's just smash mouth football, Melvin. I mean, I don't see them doing anything. They got big people up front, obviously, but I mean, we've got to come up with some big plays.
It's going to be second down, 4 yards to go. Bar marked on the Rattler 34-yard line as the Rams are putting together an impressive drive against Florida A&M.
I think we have a legal procedure on Winston-Salem, I believe.
State.
Hey, but you talk about that defensive line, and everyone knows that Coach Reuben Carter was all-world, all-universe nose tackle, and I know he's got to be itching up under his arms when he's watching this kid run this ball straight up the middle of the field. I don't know what the scheme is, and I'm not quite sure what we're trying to do and what we're trying to get accomplished, but somehow, some way, I know he'll come back and address this sooner than later.
Have a delay of game penalty on the Rams. It's going to move the ball back to the Rattler 38-yard line. It's going to bring up second down, 9 yards to go for Winston-Salem State. Monty Purvis is the quarterback for the Rams. He's back to pass, and he's being pressured by the Rattlers. Finds his big receiver, Herring, over on the sideline for about a 4-yard gain.
Well, I tell you what, we had him looking. That was like his second or third check down, and I thought we were going to get a quarterback sack on that play, but Purvis was able to create some things with his feet and find enough room to make a completion to his receiver. We're still 3rd and 7, so let's hope for the defense to come up with a big play.
Ball is marked on the Rattler 36-yard line. Winston-Salem State driving, 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Rams. As he pitches the ball, he finds a little bit of running room and brought down shorter of the 1st down. It's going to bring up 4th down for the Rams.
Well, I tell you what, that was a little option play, and I wasn't sure if he knew what he wanted to do, and our defensive end tied him up a little bit. But, he got the pitch off, and the kid turned it up and was able to pick up some positive yardage. Fortunately for us, it wasn't enough for the 1st down.
It's going to bring up 4th down and 1 yard to go for the Rams. The ball is marked on the Rattler 31-yard line. We have 10 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. And, Al, this was a key stop for the Rattler defense.
Well, I tell you what, we've given up some yards, but our defense have showed up at the right time to make stops. So, again, it's 4th and 1 now. We're going to see what Winston-Salem is going to try to do, whether they try to kick a field goal, which would actually be a pretty good 45, 46-yard field goal, or if they'll go and try to pick up the 1st down.
Right. Al, this Rattler crowd is just sitting back on pins and needles, hoping something big can happen for Florida A&M as they turn out for the season opener for Florida A&M here at Bragg Stadium, and certainly the Rattlers are glad to be back at home.
Well, I tell you what, when you're on the road, it's difficult because there's so many moving parts. And I'm sure Coach Carter and his coaching staff appreciated being here on Thursday. Didn't have to ship off the equipment with our trainers and our equipment managers and have an extra day to prepare. So we need to see the results of that on the scoreboard.
Rams going for it on 4th and 1, and they give the ball into Powell, who stacks his way. It's going to be pretty close, Al, on the play, but you got to commend the Rams for going for it on 4th and 1.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, it was the smart thing to do, and probably the only thing to do. It's got a 1st down. They got a 1st down.
1st down, 10 yards to go for the Rams. 10 minutes, 51 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. We have no score here at Bragg Stadium as the Rams just pick up a 1st down. Ball is marked on the 29-yard line of Florida A&M. Monty Purvis is the quarterback for the Rams as he gives the ball to Wetlock, his fullback, who leaps a couple of Rattlers, finds some running room, and he's got a big hole as they bring him down to the 3-yard line of Florida A&M. An impressive run by Wetlock.
Yeah, Wetlock made a great run on that particular play, bounced outside and tried to show a little speed. And, again, that play originated right up the middle of the field, and he ran through a couple of tackles. I mean, if we can tackle people once we put our hands on them, we'll stop them for minimal gains. But, I mean, when these guys run through our tackles, which is what we've seen the last 3 weeks, I mean, we've got to work on this. We got a guy uncovered. We got to.
Rams 1st and goal to go. Ball marked at the Rattler 4-yard line. To give is to Wetlock again, who stacked up in the middle of the Rattler defense. Tackle on the play by Cameron Houston.
Well, I tell you what, this Winston-Salem football team is nothing to laugh at. These guys came in here, and every time a team comes into Bragg Stadium, and anytime they get ready to play the Rattlers, they're gonna put their best show forth. And obviously they're doing that. And just like last week, if we don't take the momentum from them, we don't stick a pin in their balloon, they're going to think they can win, and we're going to be in for a dogfight.
2nd down and goal to go for Winston-Salem. 2nd down. The quarterback on an option, and he is going to score.
Scores.
As Monty Purvis on a 6-yard run for Winston-Salem State scores 6-0, Al, and he just optioned off that play.
Well, I tell you what, he ran it a true option, and but there was nobody for him to read, and all he did was just pick and choose his hole and came up with a touchdown.
Chad Oakley set to kick the ball for Winston-Salem State, who just taken a 6-0 lead over the Rattlers on a 7-yard run by the quarterback, Monty Purvis. As we await the point after, the kick is up, And the kick is good. We have a 7-0 score here at Bragg Stadium with 9:18 left in the second quarter. You're in tune to the Black College Sports Network.
This is the Black College Sports Network, brought to you in part by BlackAmericaTravel.com. Black America Travel, get your stuff, lock the door, and let's go. Also brought to you in part by HBCUnetwork.com. The networking for the HBCU family. Make sure you check out BlackAmericaTravel.com for your tickets to the Atlanta Classic. We still have tickets left. Also, hotel rooms available. It is sold out in Atlanta, so you can get discounted rates going through BlackAmericaTravel.com and the Black College Sports Network. We now return to Melvin and Albert Chester right here on the Black College Sports Network.
Welcome back to Bragg Memorial Stadium. Winston-Salem Stadium on an 80-yard drive, capped by a 7-yard run by quarterback Monty Purvis. We have a 7-0 score, and that was an impressive drive by the Rams.
It was a perfect drive. I mean, a nice mixture of some short throws and big runs from their backs and their quarterback. And I tell you what concerns me the most, it's about 9 minutes and 18 seconds left in the second quarter, and we've already given up over 110 yards rushing.
Huge setback for the Rattlers. Chad Oakley set to kick the ball off for Winston-Salem State. Roosevelt Kaiser is going to try and return this ball. It sails into the end zone. It's going to be touchback. It'll be first down and 10 yards to go for the Rattlers at the 20-yard line. Al, the Rattlers really going to have to get some momentum going right now. They're down 7-0. This has to change the play calling for the Rattler offense.
Well, not necessarily, Melvin. I think we still need to. We moved the football. We did some good things. We just stalled. We didn't complete the drive, and that's what we got to do: complete the drive. We got to be patient, and we need a couple of big playmakers to make some plays for us.
First down, 10 yards to go. Rattlers ball marked on their 20-yard line. Kaiser split left. Hayward split right. We have 9 minutes and 1 second remaining in the second quarter. Chester in trouble, sprints out to his left. He's at the 25 to the 30, and he's going to get a first down on a huge run by Albert Chester II.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're dropping a lot of people back, so that play is there. I mean, and if we have to keep doing it, I say keep doing it, you know. I tell you the play that might be a good one to call would be a nice screen, a little quick dump to the tight end or one of our slot receivers. They're running 5 and 6 guys deep in the secondary.
First down, 10 yards to go. Rattlers. Ball spotted at the 32-yard line as Chester surveys the Rams defense. He has Hayward split right, Kaiser split left. He's back to pass. He finds Kaiser up and near the 38-yard line. He's going to be tackled in there by a host of Rams. It's going to bring up second down and 3 yards to go.
Well, I tell you what, that's our bubble screen, but the cornerbacks are dropping back so deep, so, I mean, we can pitch and catch with them all day.
Tackle on the play by number 50, Juan Cardas for the Rams. Second down, 3 yards to go for the Rattlers. Ball marked on the 39-yard line of Florida A&M. Chester surveys the Rams defense. Kaiser is split left. The give is to Anthony Edwards, who cracks his way for about 2 yards. Fumble on the play, and it's going to be the Rams' ball, and the turnover bug is starting to hurt the Rattlers again now.
Well, I tell you what, Anthony cannot put that football on the ground, man. I don't know what is going on with him. We can't do this. He did this last week. That's the second time today he's put the ball on the ground.
Big turnover for the Winston-Salem Rams. They're set up and in business at the Rattler 39-yard line. 7 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in the second quarter as the Rams are getting set for their second occupancy series of the second quarter. Monty Purvis surveys the Rattler defense as the Rams with a 1st and 10 at the Rattler 39-yard line. Purvis back to pass, being pressured by Tyrone McGriff, and completes the pass at the 32-yard line. And it's going to bring up second down and 2 yards to go for the Rams.
Well, Melvin, I tell you what, The good news is our defensive line was able to put a little pressure on the quarterback because when his tight end broke up the middle of the field, he was wide open, so he couldn't make the throw. And it caused him to have to run out of the pocket and end up throwing to his secondary guy. But his tight end was wide open up the middle.
Second down, 2 yards to go. Rams, ball marked on the Rattler 31-yard line. 6 minutes, 48 seconds remaining in the second quarter. To give is to Wedlock, who battles his way across the Rattler 30 down to the 27-yard line. And it looks like it's going to be a first down for the Rams out.
Well, I tell you what, they're just doing the same thing they were doing the drive before. They're going to pound the pavement, and make us tackle them. You know, we got to come up and make some plays.
Rattlers defense reeling right now. Ball is spotted at their 26-yard line of Florida A&M. 6 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the second quarter as the Rams are putting together another impressive drive after a turnover by Anthony Edwards. First down and 10 yards to go for the Rattlers. Running back has some room. He breaks loose. He's down to the 10, down to the 5, and he's going to be brought down on the 1-yard line. An impressive run by the Rams running back on the play.
Melvin, I'm speechless. I cannot believe. I mean, it's basically the same play that ran for the touchdown before. I mean, our guys are not doing a good job at all on defense, arm tackling and not making plays. Somebody's got to step up, man. We got to find somebody to step up. Or it's going to be a long night. We got ourselves a ball game again.
First down, goal to go for the Rams. Ball marked at the 1-yard line of Florida A&M as Winston-Salem with a 7-0 lead, threatening to go up by 13. And the give is to Powell, who's met by Vernon Wilder in the middle of the Rattler defense, and it's going to bring up second down, goal to go for Winston-Salem.
I think he might have lost some real estate on that play, Melvin. That was a great hit by Wilder. I mean,
second down, goal to go. Ball marked at the 1-yard line. We have 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the second quarter as the Winston-Salem State Rams are threatening the Rattlers at the 1-yard line. Monty Purvis is the quarterback, and he gives the ball to his wide.
He's in.
Touchdown Winston-Salem State on a 1-yard run. They go up 13-0 with 5 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the second quarter, and the turnover bug has cost the Rattlers 6 points out.
Well, I tell you what, Melvin, you're absolutely right. I'm not quite sure of the identity of our defense just yet. I think the good news is our team has been behind before, so we know how to fight back. We got to see if we can come up this next drive with 5 minutes, 13 seconds left in the second quarter before halftime to get within a touchdown of these guys.
Chad Oakley's point after attempt is good as the Winston-Salem Rams take a 14-0 lead over the Rattlers with 5:13 minutes left in the second quarter. You're in tune to the Black College Sports Network.
Bags, get on up and jam, y'all. Come on and ride on the funk now. To the land of funk, to the land of funk, to the land of funk.
Welcome back to Bragg Memorial Stadium on the campus of Florida A&M. We have a 14-0 score with Winston-Salem State on a 42-yard drive, capped by a 1-yard run as the Rattlers are reeling right now as they're down 14-0 now.
Well, I tell you what, Melvin, you know, it's a character check for our football team right now. I mean, it's a pride thing. It's the first home game of the 2006 season, coming off a win up at Howard. I'm not quite sure why we're sluggish on defense, but somehow, someway, we got to find a way to come back.
Chad Oakley's kick sails deep. Kaiser takes it in the end zone. He's going to down it there. Rattlers will take over first down and 10 yards to go at the 20-yard line. And it's going to be it's got to be an impressive drive for the Rattlers to get back into this football game.
Well, I tell you what, again, we still need to be patient. We don't want to make bad decisions at this point. And, we've moved the football. We just stalled. We come up short. We laid the ball on the ground a couple times, and one time they were able to recover it and obviously come back and make a touchdown.
First down, 10 yards to go. Florida A&M. Chester gives the ball to Edwards. He cuts back. He has a little bit of running room, but he's going to be stacked up at the 18-yard line on a big play by the Ram defense, Al.
Well, I tell you what, you got to run north and south. You can't run east and west, and I appreciate the effort, but, he actually lost about 3 or 4 yards on that play.
It's going to bring up second down, 12 yards to go for Florida A&M. 4 minutes and 29 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Florida A&M down 14-0. Chester back to pass. He's looking, and he completes the ball to Edwards out over his 20-yard line. He fights his way across the 30 to the 31, and it's going to bring up third down for the Rattlers and about 4 yards to go.
Well, that was just a little swing pass, check shoot route that our running back ran, Edwards, and Kaiser cleared it out, and good read on Albert's part to dump it off, and we picked up the first down. We could nickel him down the field like this all day and set up the big play. I think if the fans want to see a big play, and I think our kids want to come up with a big play, but you got to just take your time and set it up.
First down, 10 yards to go to Rattlers. Ball marked on the 30-yard line. The give is to a running back for the Rattlers, as they have a new running back in the game for Florida A&M. He fights his way for about a 1-yard gain. It's going to bring up second down and 9 yards to go.
I tell you what, I think we gave Anthony Edwards a little breather and getting a little help from a running back by committee. That's Dietrich Henry.
They said he looked good in practice this week. He's a freshman, Al, as Chester is back to pass. And he's in trouble, and he's looking to run. And he has a little bit of running room, but now he throws the ball to Kaiser, who was wide open, but he missed him. He missed him on the play. We have a flag down on the play, and a lot of excitement on that play, Al. Flag down on the play. We have 2 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in the second quarter, as Winston-Salem State with a 14-0 lead over Florida A&M, and it appears the flag is going to go against Florida A&M, Al.
Yeah, when you get your quarterback back there scrambling and running around, you're bound to have some holding or what appears to be holding, and I think that's what happened to us.
Florida A&M struggling against Winston-Salem State, a team that will be admitted into the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference on next year. Big play for the Rattlers, Al.
Actually, it wasn't holding. It was an illegal receiver downfield. And those are the kind of things that happen when you got a quarterback that's running around scrambling, trying to improvise, trying to make something happen.
Third down, 7 yards to go for the Rattlers. Ball marked on the 32-yard line as Chester surveys the Rams defense. Chester back to pass, and he's looking, and he fires across the middle. He has Kaiser open at the 48-yard line, and it's going to be first down and 10 yards to go on a nice pass out.
Hey, that was our infamous deep square in, and Kaiser ran an excellent route, and Albert caught him in between the linebackers for a pickup of about 12-15. So we got the first down, the clock's moving. We need to come up with a drive scoring plays in this next sequence of two and a half minutes.
2 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Florida A&M first and 10 from their own 48-yard line, as Chester is back to pass, and he finds one of his receivers for about a 2-yard gain, and he's met and brought down there by Ernest Williams.
A good shot to Derek Williams on a little quick out, and the guy was able to close on that pattern, and Derek wasn't able to come up with too much of a gain, but it moves the chain, and we picked up 2 or 3 yards.
Second down, 8 yards to go. Florida A&M, ball marked at the 50-yard line. We have 2 minutes and 1 second remaining in the second quarter. Florida A&M down 14-0 to Winston-Salem State. Chester back to pass. He's looking over the middle, and he fires complete to a Rattler receiver. It's going to be first down and 10 yards to go at the 40-yard line. Make that the 39-yard line of the Rams.
Melvin, what you had was trips to the right, twins to the left. Derek Williams, the inside slot guy. The wide receiver, Tex cleared out. Derek ran a 10-yard out. Albert hit him on going out of bounds.
First down, 10 yards to go, Florida A&M. We have 1 minute and 47 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Rattlers driving, trying to get back into this football game. They are down 14-0 to the Winston-Salem State Rams, a Division II team. Chester back to pass. He's looking, and now he's going to take off and run. He's got a little bit of running room, and he's brought down after about a 4-yard gain. He's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line of the Rams. Al, right now, Chester is definitely having to run as the Rattlers call time out on the play. But a nice run by the quarterback to pick up 4 yards.
Well, Melvin, I tell you what, they're running everybody back. I mean, they're dropping 6 and 7 people. So the run, the quarterback draw, scramble is there. I mean, I just say let's take what we can get. You know, nickel and dime. We got to dink and dunk these passes, not look for the big play. They're not going to give up the big play right now. I mean, you got to bait them into the big play. And right now, they don't have to. They can play center field on us. They're up 14-0. We're trying to get where they're going, and we just got to be smart.
When we return to action, it's going to be second down, 5 yards to go for the Rattlers. Ball marked on the 34-yard line of the Rams. Rattlers are right now on an impressive drive as they have driven down to the Rams' 34-yard line. We have 1 minute and 38 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And Al, right now, the Rattlers need to score in the worst way.
Well, I tell you what, we need to make a statement going into half. By scoring a touchdown. I mean, they go down 14-0. It's your first home game. I mean, I'm sure Coach Carter's going to have some very nice words for these guys going in at the locker room, but I think we can sweeten the pie a little bit if we can come up with a touchdown here.
Second down, 5 yards to go. Barmont at the 34-yard line of Winston-Salem State. Chester back to pass, completes to Willie Hayward at about the 26-yard line. It's very close to the first down for the Rattlers.
Melvin, again, I mean, I'm seeing 7 people drop in the secondary. I mean, we're sending 4 people out. I mean, for you viewers who are listening and the folks who are going to be tuning in later tonight and tomorrow, I mean, if you got 7 people in the secondary, you're only sending 4 people out. I mean, the math should make it easier in terms of adding that up.
First down, 10 yards to go. Rattlers, ball marked at the 27-yard line of Winston-Salem State. Chester back to pass, and he's looking. He has Kaiser at the 10-yard line, up around the 12-yard line. Big play for Florida A&M out.
Well, I tell you what, Kaiser's getting man coverage on this side. We had trips to the left, twins to the bottom, and clear out, and Kaiser coming under. Albert hit him good. We got a minute, 27 seconds left before halftime, and we got the ball inside the 15-yard line.
Clock ticking, 1:22 remaining in the half. The give is to Edwards up the middle. He finds a hole.
There we go.
And
we got a bunch of flags.
To the 3-yard line, but we have a lot of laundry on the field as that was a nice run up the middle by Edwards out.
Well, what happens with Anthony, man, when he gets in the red zone, when this guy gets inside our 20-yard line, he is tough to stop outright. I mean, this is where you see his magic. And this guy is a home run hitter when it comes to scoring touchdown.
1 minute and 14 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Florida A&M down to Winston-Salem State 14-0. Ball is spotted down inside the Rattler, the Winston-Salem State 3-yard line, as the Rattlers are going to benefit from this call against Winston-Salem State, and it's going to bring up first down and goal to go. Penalize those.
Well, I tell you what, I think the penalty actually went for us, which is good. On who?
They're calling an illegal substitution against Winston-Salem. Ball is going to be spotted down. The referee has the ball on the 4-yard line. They're still trying to make a decision on this play. With 1 minute and 14 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Now they appear to be stepping off the penalty against the Rattlers, and they're going to set the ball down. Now he's going back the other way, The ball is going to be set down on the 6-yard line with 1 minute and 14 seconds remaining. It's going to bring up first down and goal to go for the Rattlers. Lots of confusion down on the field for the Rattlers, and it appears that they're going to go ahead and take a timeout right now with 1 minute and 7 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Winston-Salem State 14, Florida A&M nothing. You're in tune to the Black College Sports Network.
Bags, get on up and jam, y'all. Come on and ride on the funk now. To the land of funk, to the land of funk, to the land of funk.
I like quarterback draw.
Welcome back to Bragg Stadium on the campus of Florida A&M University.
I like quarterback draw,
Winston-Salem
especially if he was running.
14 to nothing with 1 minute and 7 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Rattlers are threatening. Ball is going to be marked down on the 6-yard line. And we have a first down, goal to go for Florida A&M. Al, it's crucial right now that the Rattlers get a score.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we're inside the 7-8 yard line, and we need to make a smart decision and come away with some positive points.
Anthony Edwards is a lone setback behind Chester. Chester looking for a pass in the corner of the end zone for Hayward. He catches the ball, but they rule him out of bounds. And it's going to bring up second down for the Rattlers at the 6-yard line.
Hey, I want to see that again. I said replay. Let's see a replay. We got a replay in the MEAC. Throw the flag, Coach. I want to view that one again.
Second down, 6 yards to go for the Rattlers. One minute and 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Rattlers second down, 6 yards to go. Ball marked at the 6-yard line of Winston-Salem State. Chester back to pass, and he's going to run, and he's down to the 2-yard line on that play as he pretty much just ran with the football. Clock's ticking, 51 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Hurry.
41 seconds remaining in the half. Rattlers with some confusion. Ball marked on the 2-yard line. Third down. And he spikes the ball to stop the clock on third down with 33 seconds remaining in the half. Chester comes over to the sideline to talk with head coach Ruben Cotter as the Rattlers are going to have to do something quick, Al.
Well, I tell you what, it's so much going on. Everybody's excited, and we want to get a touchdown in. I think what we should have done, somebody's got to be cool, whether it's Carter. Obviously, the quarterback has to be cool, but, they should have called 2 plays and been ready for that,
Fourth down.
Incomplete pass stops the clock, but the clock still continues to run.
We have a timeout on the field, and the timeout is taken by Winston-Salem State with 33 seconds remaining in the half. Winston-Salem State 14, Florida A&M 0. Rattlers driving on the 3-yard line. After the timeout, they'll come back for a 4th and 5. This is the Black College Sports Network.
Bags, get on up and jam, y'all. Come on and ride on the funk now. To the land of funk, to the land of funk, to the land of funk.
What we going to do? Kick a field goal?
Welcome back to Bragg Memorial Stadium. We have 33 seconds remaining in the half. The Rattlers are now going to go for a field goal attempt. Wesley Taylor is set up at his 9-yard line as the Rattlers are going to try and get a score before they go into half. Winston-Salem State up 14-0 as Taylor is getting set to kick the field goal. Kick is up. Kick is good. Florida A&M closes the score as they get a 26-yard field goal from Wesley Taylor with 30 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Florida A&M gets on the board. Winston-Salem has a 14-3 lead, Al, and a little bit of confusion with the Rattlers here going into that fourth down.
Well, I tell you what, like we talked about earlier, somebody's got to keep their head. And when you throw a pass, it's an incomplete pass, it stops the clock. But when you run the football, the clock continues to move. And that's one of the things that someone should have highlighted, mentioned, and we should have had 2 plays called. I had a backup play. And what Albert did was he ended up losing his third down attempt to try to score with throwing the ball down to stop the clock. And we end up being 4th and 1. Carter being safe and being smart, he decides to go for 3 so we don't come up goose eggs.
So the Rattlers complete an 80-yard drive as Wesley Taylor kicks a field goal. Score is 14-3. We have 30 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And, Al, I tell you, Winston-Salem State has came in here and made a statement.
Well, I tell you what, these guys did not come in here and lay down. And any time, and it's always been this way, anytime you come into the Snake Pit, in the Bragg Stadium, you know, the opposing team always plays at a higher level. And our guys got to understand that we got to kill a mosquito with an axe. We got to bust them in the mouth early. Otherwise, we're going to find ourselves in a dogfight. I mean, we just had a nice drive, 80-yard drive. We came up with 3 points. We should have been 6. Had some mixed communication right there near the end that probably cost us a touchdown. At any rate, we got to come back the second half, stop their running football game, and play good offense.
Wesley Taylor kickoff sails out of bounds, which is going to result in a penalty against the Rattlers, as the Winston-Salem State Rams will probably take over on the 35-yard line. We have 23 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Winston-Salem State 14, Florida A&M 3. Al, I guess the goal right now is just to shut it down and get into the locker room.
Well, I tell you what, I don't think Winston-Salem is just going to sit on it. I mean, it's 29, almost 30 seconds left. They could just squat on it and be done and be satisfied with the 14, and they probably will here. The clock is running now, I see. But, I mean, why not take a shot down the field? You have nothing to lose.
15 seconds remaining in the half. Winston-Salem State up 14-3 over the Rattlers.
They want to run a play, Melvin.
Rattlers in the prevent defense right now as Winston-Salem State. Purvis is back, has a man, and it's intercepted, picked off by one of the Rattlers. He's got a little bit of running room. He's across the 45. He breaks to the 40. He's still running down to the 30, and he's going to be driven out of bounds, and that's going to be the end of the half. Big play for the Rattler defense, Al.
Well, I tell you what, I could tell you, Winston-Salem wasn't going to sit back on their laurels. The kid didn't throw the ball deep enough, but, I mean, you don't have anything to lose. I mean, and you hope that your team can keep the opposing team from scoring. And well, anyway, we finished the half down 14-3, but we showed we can move the football up and down the field on Winston-Salem. Winston-Salem came in here with a lot of grit, determination, and a fight and a will to win. And they've shown that the first half. The Rattlers got to come back now and make some adjustments on defense, and then suck this thing up offensively and make some things happen.
Well, Winston-Salem State made the 11-hour track down from Winston-Salem, and they have shocked the Rattlers here at the home opener as they have a 14-3 lead over the Rattlers. And we have halftime here at Bragg Stadium, and the Winston-Salem band has made an 11-hour track as well as the halftime show is about to begin here at Bragg Stadium. You're in tune to the Black College Sports Network.